Good morning, I'm Mark. Welcome back to the farm. Well, he's discovered kibble and water, and he likes them both. Chickens, however, much less convinced about this four-legged critter. Me and the new guy. Next morning, he did great last night. And got up this morning, he had some breakfast. Oops, where'd he go? There he is. And now he's helped me with my chores. We haven't let the chickens out yet because those are his charges. So we want him to always be there when they're out. But for now, we are walking the perimeter fence. And I'm just giving him a chance to sniff his way around and see what's what in his new world. Moving the chickens. Get some help here.
First time for everything. You'll be driving in no time, I promise.
That's right. Yeah. Well, he's so brave because he's not comfortable with this at all.
I know. Everything's a first time for him. This is actually, what, his third day here?
Yep. Birds were over here today and this morning, and then we towed them over here, and so they're up against the woods now. This area I built as a doghouse for them, sort of a central point of operations. It was a storage house. Originally it was a children's playhouse. I just took out the walls and put in some green carpet there for the doghouse area, which he'll never use. And then this area here is for storing dog food and salt for the well and that kind of thing. Me chewing on my wall, huh? Me chewing on my wall? You chew on my wall. You chew on my wall. No. Well, that's just going to be a rule. Oh yeah, get into it. Attaboy. All right, move the girls. It's his third move of the hens, and he's getting pretty good at it. Always a fun day here on the farm when we get a delivery of chicks. Baby chicks. Peeping and zooming around, got their water, got their feed, got the heat lamp. It is currently 92 degrees in here, so they don't really need the heat lamp, but I want to give them the option. I'll check on them a couple times today and see where they are positioned relative to the heat lamp to know whether or not it's even going to be necessary. But at night, they'll definitely need it. We need to give them a temperature in the 90s for the first week, really, and then we can start dialing it down. But we ordered 30, we got 31. Pretty sweet. Meanwhile, on the other side, the cinnamon queen hens are getting pretty good size. I think I can reach over and get to them. Zoomies. And bigger girls. Yep, they're doing good. Their water's over here in the corner. See you, girls. So anyway, we got lots of chickens. We got the 23 cinnamon queens to replace the girls we've lost. We got the new Cornish cross, and they're going to be the meat birds. We're going to try a run of them here. It's really hot this time of year. I may regret this. I will feel horrible if it's just too hot and they end up just stroking out or something or dying from the heat. But we're going to try running them in the shaded areas of the farm, like maybe along in this area, and there's some stuff over in there, just to see if we can do it. And if we can, that gives us an option towards, more variety in our production year. The puppy is sick, and we don't know what caused it. We have some suspicions. He's only been here for a week and a half. I have some suspicions, though, and it relates to this. These trees, I'm pretty sure, it goes by a number of different names. Chinaberry, white cedar, Indian lilac. But what they do is they drop a bunch of these things that look like weird grape clusters. Well, if my identification of the tree is correct, these are not good to eat. Now the puppy came from a place where they just kind of ate everything. I think the first time he pooped out here, I saw like wood shavings in his poo. I mean, he just, he's out with all the other dogs and just eating whatever's out there. That's a characteristic of Anatolian shepherds, just from the way they've been bred and raised and run for 3,000 years. In Turkey, they are really hardy. They can do a lot of their living off the land. This, however, is not good. According to the website, the fruit of it is probably okay, but if you chew up the seeds on the inside and release what's inside of them, it can have some toxic side effects. And I suspect this is what happened. So he's in convalescing in the house, which just lets us monitor him a little bit more closely. He's yacked a couple more times. Nothing's really coming out. But he did come out to pee a little bit, and we're just keeping an eye on him. If I get worried, if his breathing becomes erratic or any kind of other issues, we'll get him right into the vet. Otherwise, I think we just need to let this take its course. Sort of like a human having the flu. Not much you can do, You're down for a week or two at least. We'll see. Move the cinnamon queens out, the babies out this morning. Time to clean out the brooder. But put them on pasture. Well, pasture such as it is. It's actually in the woods because I want the shade to try and keep them cool. I tried a new system for getting the birds out because they were already practicing flying. And that's about when it's time to go. I did find one, because my brooder is divided in the middle, right? I got a little wall. And on the other side, oops, you can see them? That's where the other babies are. So that's, I found one over there. It's not a big deal. But once they start flying and getting up on the walls, it's time to go. See, humidity already. It's only like 8:30 in the morning. I tried a different system today to get the birds out. We have this mesh separator, which is actually for the dog kennel. There's a big, dog kennel. You can put 2 smaller dogs in there. And so we took that and I laid it across the top here like this, right? So just boom, so that they couldn't jump out. And then I took this basket here, laid it on its side over here, and just moved it towards the wall. And I kept going until they were all kind of trapped inside there. And then I just took this and I went vertically with it against the wall and pulled it in towards. Got almost all of them, all but one. And I caught that little girl very quickly and then put her in with her sisters and then took them out to the chicken tractor where they're set out there in the woods. Now I gotta clean. I'll have to change the shavings for the babies here pretty soon too. They're a lot smaller, but the meat birds, the Cornish cross, those guys churn through the calories, the food, the water. They are little eating and pooping machines. That's because they grow so much, right? Hatch to harvest in 8 weeks. So there's not a lot of downtime for their bodies. They eat constantly. Whereas the hens, right, our little cinnamon queens here, they, you know, you could go 3 weeks in a brooder and only have to change their shavings, maybe their bedding, maybe once a week, maybe. They are neater, but they grow slower. So here they are, out here in the brooder in the woods, or the tractor in the woods. And they're in there, they're figuring things out. They've been in there for about 30 minutes now. Getting all their cinnamon plumage going. So pretty. But it's very exciting, but they cluster a lot. That's what chickens do. So they got some feed up front. They got the gravity waterer in the back. And then in this one, I put a little nest box in the corner. I've got a couple of angle perches in the corner, and then I put a horizontal 2x4, it's actually two 2x4s, but whatever, you know, across the middle there to give them an additional perch so they can practice on that whenever they want. Perching, big skill for the hen community. Well, actually big skill for chickens everywhere except for the Cornish cross, who get so big so fast they don't have time to perch. Well, you can see this used to be all thickly wooded. It was overgrown, dense, crazy. I started clearing it out. I got cows in here for the time that I had cows. Of course, they've all gone to freezer camp now. I had 4, I now have 0, but I have 2,000 pounds of beef in freezer, so that's a nice thing. But I've cut down a couple more trees over there. You can see I still got to clear them out. I got this one here. But all of this is opened up, and this section in the middle here, this is like a strip of trees and down vines and limbs. It's very messy, so I'm gonna have to come out here and just invest a lot of time just picking up scraps. I've still got this big pile back here which I've never burned. It's tempting to just light it and see what happens, but I'm afraid I'll burn down the state of Florida. Some people might not mind, I would. But I've got another burn pile there. And I've cut down a couple of trees out here to open space up. So I got some pile of logs I gotta move. But you can see this gets just messy with downed limbs and stuff from storms. And that's one of the challenges here, is when you've got a lot of these trees growing close together like that and clustering, you get a storm and it just makes a mess. It becomes very messy. You can't do anything with it. Down in the back there is all opened up. You can see all the way down to the edge of the wetland. So I've got about a 70-foot strip here in the middle that I need to go through and clean up. I can cut everything back, and then I can go through and cut out all these smaller trees. Some days it's just a matter of finding the motivation to do it, you know. I got some rain starting up again. We're gonna have bands of it all morning. They come through and they drench us pretty good, and then they move out quick, so you get about 30 minutes of just getting shellacked, and then it moves on. Livestock guardian dog. There he is. Climbed his way to the top of the wood pile. He's very smart. He likes to have a view of everybody. You're doing a great job, buddy, except you're getting wet. He got up there. Hopefully he can get off. He's doing okay. He's a puppy, you know. We got him at 12 weeks, and he's supposed to live with the livestock so that he bonds to them, so that they are seen as pack, and then he will defend them. We've socialized him with everybody in our family. He's been living with the chickens. He's met the cats. So he's doing good. I'm gonna have to put this on pause because here comes the rain, and I need to get myself to finish what I'm working on here and then get into the house, I think, for a little while.
I think that video is probably long enough. I really appreciate you guys checking in. I'll try and do a better job of doing updates in the future. But I think that's going to do it from here. We'll talk to you guys later.